We're going to read Daniel 1 through 4 together in just a moment because we really have to have an appreciation for Daniel's background. First of all, he was a man of purpose. All right, so let's read this. This is what it says here. Let's read this with me together. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself. Now let me be clear what's happening here. Daniel is taken as captive. Then he is told, here's the food you have to eat. This food was different than the food that he felt God had laid on his heart to eat. So he said, even though I'm a slave, I'm not going to eat this food. Keep going with me now. With a portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. So he is standing from God. I'm not going to eat this food of the king. I know I'm a slave. I know I have in the matter this, but I'm not going to eat this food that the king had because it defiles and goes against what I believe. He allowed nothing and no one to stand in the way of him receiving the word and standing for God. And look what happens. Because he stood for God, look what happens here. Now God had brought what? Daniel into what? I'm telling you right now, there's favor all on you right now. There's favor ready to be seen around you right now. There's this favor right now. And we are not allowing ourselves to stand long enough and be positioned to receive the favor. God's already, everybody in here is already walking in favor. If you know God has already favored you, why don't you just join and give God He's already given you favor. Now we were at somewhere yesterday, and somebody said that you only get favor if you always do what you're supposed to do. If that's the case, so the idea was so the favor comes in not based on what we do. The favor is on our lives right now is based on what Jesus did. And so even at this point, so we can get out of position to receive it, but we always walk in divine favor. We always walk in divine favor. We always walk in divine favor. Folks got some jobs in this place right now that according to the paperwork you should never have had. People got healed right now. According to the doctor you should have been gone. Right now we walk in favor. We walk in favor. We walk in favor. There's favor that comes from the king. So what Daniel did, Daniel said, I am not going to go against what God said. And as a result, God honored him and in turn got favor. Keep on going there. And tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. Now, what are we talking about here? So he purpose. So Daniel, this whole idea was that Daniel was a man of purpose. Was a man of purpose. I want to stick with this for just a moment because I want to offer, for us to be extraordinary, we too have to be clear about our purpose. Look, let's keep going into this part here. Now, years ago, one of the former presidents of Bennett College, I went to Morehouse Real Sister School. Spelling is really not how Real Sister Bennett is. But the idea was that President Jones was known to go back and say he would not let people walk on the grass. None of the students. You know, back in the day, they wore little white gloves, little hats. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the picture back in the day. I don't know why they don't do it now. But the idea was that they could not walk on the grass. Because he said there are no shortcuts in life. So if you had to walk from here to right there where Brother Terry was, and there was grass, and you had to walk all the way around, because he said, I got to train you and teach you right now that you can't take a shortcut in life. Then whatever this shortcut is going to end up being a dead end. That's one. But then he was also known at this point to say, young lady, what's your purpose? Just walk up to him. Mess up for president come to ask you, what's your purpose? And you can't just say, what you want to do from years later? I want to be alive, you know what I mean? No, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? And to be clear about our purpose. And what is happening right now, too many of us are not clear about our purpose. So we're not being extraordinary because we're trying this and trying this and trying this and trying this. That at this point when we are clear, Daniel was clear. His purpose was to represent God. His purpose was to serve God. His purpose was to trust God. And wherever God took him, he was all right. He learned to be content with his portion. A lot of believers right now, we're not content with our portion. Got to have more. Got to have this. Got to drive this. Got to live here. Got to wear this. At some point, when we learn to be content with our portion, that's when shalom peace comes in. When I'm going to do the best I have with what I have. I have this. I'm going to do the best I can with it. I'm not going to hate over here. I'm not going to be jealous over here. I'm just going to celebrate over there and praise God for my portion. And God, I thank you gave me a portion. I didn't deserve a portion, but you saw fit to give me a portion. And I want to thank you right now, God, for the portion you've given me. At this point, so what's your purpose? Now here's the late Miles Monroe, just a wonderful man of God. Read this with me together. I love this quote right here. When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. When purpose is unknown, not known, abuse is inevitable. What's another way of saying that? We will always abuse something if we don't know its purpose. If we don't know that the gifts God gave us for our wives ought to be their queens, we're not going to go back and honor them. Yeah, the toast got burnt, but praise God, the turkey bacon was still good. Now, at some point, you got to learn to go back in and honor. And even that man you say not doing right there, honor at that point, because at this point, if we don't understand the purpose, we're going to always abuse it. So if we don't understand, because we're going to misuse it, because we don't understand the purpose. And this one I love this quote again. It says right here, and when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So if believer, you don't know that you are a child of God and not know who you are and know that your identity is in Christ and know that you are the righteousness of God, then there'll be some behaviors that are done that are inconsistent because we don't know our purpose, don't know who we are. Whenever the purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. If I thought right here that this was a fork and try to put it into some soup, I'm going to go through here and have a perm because then right now abuse is inevitable. At some point when I don't know the purpose, abuse is always going to happen. Let me make this clear for you. The story is told about this guy that just grew up just in abject poverty. I'm talking about just on dirt roads and then had a chance to go to school and get around some other people and really, really made it well and had parents, a mom and dad who supported his dreams. And they would go back, Dad had pick up extra jobs to help support his dream. And the business he got started eventually just took off and he became independently wealthy and everything. And as a result, he just wanted to go back and say and show a sacrifice and show appreciation for all his parents had done. And found out that there was this rare bird over in South Africa that cost $25,000. Only a few in the world. And because he says, my parents are so rare, they are so exceptional, they are so wonderful, I'm going to buy one of these birds and send it to my mom and dad to let them know how much I appreciate it. So he had $25,000 for a bird, looking like a little parakeet, a bird, had to ship over. $1,000 ship it over. Had to ship and got there, and so it was supposed to be delivered on Wednesday. Wednesday night, didn't hear from his parents. Thursday, didn't hear from his parents. So he eventually called up Friday and said, hey, Mom. She said, hey, baby, how you doing? He said, well, Mama, did you get this package I sent? She said, yeah. He said, what do you think about it? She said, well, it was not enough meat to make your dad a sandwich. So that really, if you don't understand the purpose of something, abuse, look, their bird is gone. It's inevitable. At some point, whatever we don't understand the purpose of, it's going to be abused. So she goes and cooks the little bird instead of going back and honoring the bird. And whenever we don't understand the purpose, what I want us to know right now is that there's a purpose for everybody in our lives. Folk who get on your last nerve. No, let me get off that real fast. People you love, people you want to hang out with. There's a purpose for everybody in our lives. And if we don't understand their purpose, abuse is inevitable. All he was supposed to do was take you to the movie. You ain't supposed to marry him. And if you don't understand the purpose, there's a purpose for everybody in our lives. And our role is to be clear about their purpose and our purpose in their lives. Otherwise, abuse is inevitable. Not only, so first of all, Daniel was a man of what? Purpose. Watch this next one here. Daniel was a man of position. He was a man of position. He was a man of position. I just want to offer that Daniel is one of the earliest characters in the Bible that shows us how to position ourselves to receive what God has. What did he do? Here's what he did. Daniel positioned himself to receive everything God had for him. Do I have any people in here who know that God has wonderful things for you already? I said, does anybody know that God has wonderful things? He's already made wonderful things available. What we have to do is be positioned to receive it. If his blessings are here and I'm over here, it's not like he didn't bless. It's just I'm out of position to receive it. So Daniel was positioned to receive all God had for him. Now look what, so Daniel was number one over the president, and he was over everybody as well right there. He was a man of position. But let's look very quickly about where Daniel started from. Turn with me very quickly, if you would, to Daniel chapter 1. And let's look at just a couple of verses here. We already read a few earlier, but Daniel chapter 1. I want us to see where Daniel came from, because if you pick up in Daniel chapter 6, and he's already over the presidents, we would miss and negate his journey. Let's look where Daniel came from. How did he get to where he was? Just take a look. So what we have right here is Daniel chapter 1, verse 1. Says that Nebuchadnezzar, same Nebuchadnezzar that put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace, same one, besieged and conquered. He was the king of Babylon. They conquered Judah. So at this point, Daniel grew up in Judah. Nebuchadnezzar conquered Judah. And verse 2, what it says was that at this point, they cared. Now, not only did he conquer them, he took everything from the house of God and put in the house of his idols and his gods. So everything from the one true God, from Judah, went now to the God of the person there in Babylon. Now look what happens. Now I want us to see what we have here. Now let's read verses 3 and 4 together about where we are here. So at this point, he went back in verse 3 and he talked to the master of the eunuchs to bring some children of Israel. Now look what happens. Let's read verse 3 together. And the king, this is King Nebuchadnezzar, spake at that point to Ashpenaz, the master of the eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel. What does that mean, certain of the children? Some of them. Don't bring all of them. Bring some of them. And so, now how is he going to distinguish who they were? Look what happens right here. Of the children of Israel, and what? Of the king's seed and of the princes. Of the king's seed. So let me be clear with this. Okay, so at this point, we come from the seed as we are believers of God. We're the king's kids. We're the king's kids. I said we're the king's kids. And because the king is extraordinary, his kids are extraordinary. Now some of these kids get happy now because your mama got money, your dad got money, I mean you got money. But at this point, we are the king. We are part of the king's seed because we've accepted Jesus our Lord. And look what happens. Verse 4. Children in whom there was no blemish. Let me see the hands of those that don't have blemish. I need to see the hands of those who have no blemish. Oh, Lord, I'm not going to be able to finish my message. Let me see the hands of those who have them. And see, now this is what happened. When somebody raises their hand, like, girl, I know what you did. I know you didn't raise your hand. You be the last one to raise your hand. So I need to see the hands of those that have no blemish. I need to see the hands of those who have no blemish. Everybody. I'm going to say this one last time again. I need to see the hands of those who have no blemish. Now, all right, everybody put it. Now, here's what happens. How many are the righteousness of God? How many are righteous? So, thank you. So, if in fact we are the righteousness of God, the blood of Jesus took away our sins, our shortcomings, our blemishes, our blots, our spots, even more than Max Factor, took them all away. And our challenge is we think because we do wrong, we are wrong. I said, we think because we do wrong, we are wrong. Right now, because of the blood, because we've accepted Jesus as our Lord and Savior, at this point when God looks at us, he doesn't see a blemish at all. He doesn't see a wrinkle at all. He doesn't see anything wrong at all. He used us as he was made for us to be. And our point is we got to start seeing ourselves the way we are visionaries. We see ourselves the way God, and here's what happens. Even after we mess up, God, I thank you, that is not me. I thank you right now, I'm the righteous of God. I thank you right now. I thank you right now. I know I messed up here, but I recognize right now that is not who I am.